If you're in your 50s and you are overworked because you are burnt out and you want to know when work is truly optional, when you could quit if you want to, you're in the right spot. You're about to see it in today's video with a real case study of someone who's 55, originally planned on retiring at 62, but is in a much better spot than they think, and you might just be as well. Now, I make all these videos based off of your comments. My name is Ari. I'm a certified financial planner, and I'm the host of the Early Retirement Podcast. I'm now going to show you on my screen what prompted today's episode, so check this out. This is a comment that was left by Wide Whale Corduroy 7278. And you can see this was 13 hours ago as of this recording. I will screenshot comment. So if there's something you guys want me to make a video on, or there's something you found interesting, let me know in the comments. He says, or she says, or they say, I could retire now at 56 and live at my current standard of living for the next couple of years until I hit 59 and a half and can access a Roth with more than enough to live on for the rest of our lives, losing the next couple of years in earnings, but living comfortably, if not extravagantly. Or I could work at a job I'm already getting senioritis in and be able to live more extravagantly than I ever have in my life. I may just wait for them to lay me off in this economy. Go ahead, make my day. Obviously, a lot to unpack there. Okay, first thing is I want you to know when work is truly optional, where you're working because you want to, not because you have to. Some of you are about to see this case study and you're about to go, wow, I'm nowhere on track. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you now know what's realistic for your retirement and you can get really clear. Sometimes showing that MRI diagnosis can be tough because I'm a soccer player and I'll hurt my hip and I'll really hope they go, you didn't hurt anything, but I know I need to know the truth. And that's what you're about to see. Some of you hopefully will see this and go, OMG, I'm in such a better spot than I thought. Why was I worrying? Why did I have what I call head trash, thinking just because my neighbors want 2-3 million, I don't need 2-3 million. I'm in a way better spot. So look at this on my screen. This is who we're going to talk about today. This is a single individual. This individual is 55 years old. He's saved and invested really well. He has 1.7 million in a 401k and 145,000 in a brokerage account. He owns his home worth $500,000. Many of you are like, but I'm not in that spot. And others of you go, that's not even enough money to retire. It totally depends on your goals. Now, we're going to talk about his goals. This person's original goals were to retire at 62 and spend $8,000 a month. What you're not seeing in here is, okay, what about long-term care? What about helping out nieces or nephews with college? What about cars or vacations or weddings or downsizing? There's so many variables to this, but I want to show you where to start. The first place where I'd want to start addressing not just the case study today, but this question is someone who says, I could retire now. I could live at my current standard of living until I hit 59 and a half. Then I can access a Roth with more than enough to live on. But he talks about senioritis and living extravagantly. And maybe he wants them to just fire them. Like, it's a really weird situation. It's an odd comment. Most people want to retire on their own terms. He's saying, go fire me if you want to fire me. I would have this person really be honest with themselves and look at their goals and go, do I have enough money to walk away? If so, I'm going to. Maybe they don't hate their job. And the truth is, even if he has senioritis, he likes that he's making money from the company, or she likes, or they like. So with this being said, let's look at a real example. Here's someone, 54 years old. They have 1.9 million in assets. They want to retire sooner than they expect. At 90, they would have 4.3 million if they spent $8,000 a month and passed away at age 90 and stopped working at 62. What if he were to stop working at 56? So next year he stops working. Okay, well, you can see that really changes the plan. Instead of having 4.3 million, there'd be 1.9 million left over. That's still a lot of money. And if you don't have a legacy goal for children or heirs, then you're in a comfortable position. But most people, they want to do more than their base living. Now, $8,000 a month, that's $100,000 a year, and they don't have a mortgage. So that's a good amount of money. But if they say, no, we want to travel more, he's a big traveler, she's a big traveler, not 3,000, but 30,000 a year. I mean, what if they want to go extravagant here? Okay, you can see they'd run out of money at 75. You can see if they decided to spend 10,000 a year, what would that do to the plan? So for all of you out there wondering, am I in a position to retire early? Go play around with this tool and just see for yourself, when is it possible? Now, you can see current salary today, $140,000 a year. doesn't want to plan on part-time work, saving a healthy amount to a brokerage account today. So you can see there's certainly options here. The risk that I see is that this person works unnecessarily. And the way I'm viewing it right now, as I want to explain in today's video, is the overall message is there's something called the rule of 55. Many of you are familiar with this, but for those who are not, most people go, I can't retire until 59 and a half. That's when I can start touching my 401k. So that is what this person is probably thinking. They're thinking there's no way I can retire because all my money, majority, is in a 401k, which means that if I want to access that, I can't until I'm 59 and a half. Now, traditionally that is true, but there's something called a rule of 55, where if you retire in the year you turn 55 or later, you can actually start to access your funds penalty-free, not tax-free. Don't get that mixed up. You just access the money as if you're 59 and a half. Now, there are some rules that you need to make sure you're following. Check with your what's called summary plan description of your employer to ensure it's an eligible option. But this is something that would allow this person to retire early. I would argue retire early today. Now, what we don't know and what concerns me about telling this person, yeah, just go retire, there's a lot of stuff missing in my opinion. So in this case, the big ones here that most people forget to account for are healthcare. So we're going to go add on a goal. I'm just going to do one just to show you an example, but you all can do this on your own time with the tool afterwards, of course. But let's pretend we put healthcare in, and that's going to start when the retiree retires. It's not one time, but it's every single year until they are 65. So Medicare. And we're going to put that at $0 so that we can play around with different scenarios. Now, the reason I like to do this is to get clarity and just be very honest. So if this person stops working in a year, which they might be going, I didn't even think about that. They might also think the $10,000 for travel in their brain, that might actually be included. So that might be part of their $8,000 or $100,000 a year budget. I'm going to assume it's not. Here they are on track for $796,000. They retire at 56. Healthcare, let's assume it's $12,000 a year. The reality is it could be much less if you're really smart with your planning. I'm just being aggressive here. Well, they would run out of money at 88, this person. Now, what if he worked till 57 or they worked till 57? You can see now, well, there'd be 712,000 left over. What about working till 58? Every year you work certainly helps the plan, but what I don't want you to do is just keep working and sacrifice health. So you can see now there's 1.4 million left over. So the healthcare, the travel, the cars, all these things are things you need to layer in. And then of course, a underrated aspect of this is how well are you invested? What if this person said, I want ultra preservation. I want like all my money in cash. Well, it would look good at the beginning and then you'd run out of money really quickly. What if they're like, I want 100% equities because that's just how I live? Okay, they could certainly do that, but there'd be a lot of risk because of the volatility that comes along with that. So we want to get really clear on, okay, what is the ultimate goal and what's in our control? This person could certainly work till 62 and they could go, we're going to spend $6,000 a month. Well, if this person were to do that, I would argue they have a different problem where now they're on track for 7 million at the end, which was not their goal. All of this to say, if you're just burnt out at work and you want to get clarity, you can start talking to coworkers or friends and you can start saying, hey guys, should we maybe look somewhere else? I've had people do that. You might not be that close with your company and you're on your own just thinking, what do I do? I'm over it. My job's become more boring. There's politics, commuting. I'm over deadlines. I want to retire. Well, the first thing to do is dream of how much you'd love to spend. The biggest mistake I see, which I'm begging you not to make, is what is my pet peeve, is when people say the following. I think I can retire and get by on $6,000 a month or $5,000 a month. I could even get by on $3,000 a month. I did that in college. And there are people that retire and they get by, but they're not really living the way they want to live. And I promise you do not want to retire again. And there's a lot of people that retire and then go, wow, turns out I got unlucky and markets went down, or I missed something, or now all of a sudden I didn't project healthcare properly and I don't want to have to go back to work. And I don't want you to have to do any of those things. So if you're looking for a holistic financial strategy, this is what we do for our clients at Root. You can reach out to us at rootfinancial.com. In the upper right, I'm actually going to show it to you. You can see a little button. If you go to taublieb.com, you'll see a little button here that says see if you're a fit. If you click that button, you'll be prompted to answer a few questions here. And you go along the way here. I'll just do it with you real quick. I'm just going to put my last name here. You can see here what prompted you to reach out. Was it my partner James? Was it the podcast? Do you have over 2 million? That's currently our minimum today. Do you understand our fee structure? This is helping us determine, are we a good fit? You can then start what's called our priority path here. This is where you watch a video from myself that allows you to skip an introductory call, see how we charge, make sure you understand our fee structure, and it's that simple. You then get to choose the advisor you want to work with, or just say, I'm not sure. Now, a lot of you guys will have questions when working with Root. That is exactly why we put together this FAQ, this resource here. So check this out here. This is all of your questions. Hey, 30-second overview. How do you work with Root? Do you have enough money? Where will your money be? How does transferring money work? What is our fee? How do we justify it? What's my role working with clients? Because I don't oversee personally every client. What do we help clients with? What are the services? So get a good sense of what we do here at Root and if this is what you're looking for. That's it for this video. Please like this video. Please share it with someone you want to retire early with, and I'll see you guys next time.